Hello everyone, I am Balasubramanian. This is my 8th day of Teknotrait Freshers Training. Here we are going to answer a few questions which was asked in the assignment today. The first question is, explain different high-level points which we write in test plan with example. First, let us discuss what is meant by test plan. A test plan is a document written by test engineers. This test plan can be used to describe the testing strategy, the objectives of the testing, what are all the approaches need to be done during testing, estimation, what is the deliverables after the testing, and resources required to conduct the testing process. So we'll discuss the high level points which we write in the test plan. So the first one is test plan identifier. The test plan identifier is nothing but a unique number given to the test plan document to uniquely identify the document. For example, if we are writing a test plan, we should be given with a unique name. For example, project_01. So it is a test plan with a unique identifier name. When a client or test lead asks for the test plan, we can refer to it with the identifier name and we can give it to the client or the test manager who needs to verify the test plan. The next one is introduction. The introduction is nothing but the software, about the software requirements, then what are all the things to be tested, everything, objectives, and all other are included in the introduction itself. The next one is test items. Test items is nothing but what are all the features and the categories needed. So categories to be tested in this particular project. The next one is features to be tested and features not to be tested. Why the features to need to be tested is divided with the features not to be tested, because many companies will be working in an agile process. In an agile process, we are having sprints. Sprints is a timeline of 2 weeks. So what the client or scrum master or project manager will do, he will be importing all the testing things into the particular sprint that only needs to be tested. When that features are not included in the sprint, it is not needed to test in that sprint itself. So this is the thing. The next one is approach. What is the approach followed by the test engineers to test the particular software product or the particular component of that product? There are actually two approaches. One is writing high level test cases. One is writing the flow graph. High level test cases is nothing but, for example, when you are sending a mail through Gmail, first one is logging into the Gmail application. Next one is clicking on the compose button and writing the to mail address, subject, CC, etc. Then writing the body content, then clicking on send button. So this is the classical approach of the testing. The next one is flow graph. Flow graph is nothing but the first part would be the login. The second part would be the compose button. The next part would be the to address, subject, etc. Then the body content, then the send button. So while writing as a flow graph, it is so much advantageous because we can cover more tests in a single possible way. Then it is also easier to approach, easier to done top to bottom approach and bottom to top approach. The next one is item pass or fail criteria. So it is one of the important thing to discuss. Item pass or fail criteria is nothing but when you are testing a component, it is passing or failing, we need to document it properly. For example, when you are testing a login page, it is logging in successfully, it is the pass criteria. It is not logging in with even the correct credentials, it is a fail criteria. The next one is environmental needs. The environmental needs is nothing but what are all the environment needed to test, required to test by the test engineer. For example, what are all the hardware things, what is the software needs to be tested, what is the communication tool, if any discussion needs to be done with the developer or with the client. So these are all the environmental things. The next one is entry or exit criteria. Entry or exit criteria is nothing but each type of testing techniques have a entry criteria as well as the exit criteria. So for example, if you are using a smoke testing has the entry criteria of unstable builds. For us, The exit criteria for that smoke testing is a stable build. For example, unstable builds can be given as an entry criteria for the smoke testing, and after smoke testing has been completed, it should give us only the stable builds. Next one is responsibilities. Responsibilities are nothing but when you are in a project, there will be a hierarchy of responsibilities like testing manager, testing lead, senior test engineer, junior test engineer, etc. So if you are in a large project, everyone will be in a hierarchical fashion, and everyone needs to be done their part. For example, junior test engineers can write the test cases for a simple component. Senior test engineers can write the test cases and execute the test cases for some complex component. Test lead can verify the test cases and approve or de-approve the test plan. And the test manager, everything he or she will be verifying from top to bottom. The next one is defect tracking. Defect tracking is nothing but after the testing process is completed, you will be whatever the bugs the software has produced, it's need to be tracked in a proper way so that it is assigned to the developer so that he can fix the bugs. The next one is test deliverables. Test deliverables are nothing but after the testing process has been completed, it needs to be delivered to the client itself. After a successful deployment and testing, that component or that version can be given to the client as a working deliverable. The next one is schedule. Schedule is nothing but what is the time taken to test the project, and what is the time we can deploy this project, etc. are made in the schedule process. The next one is estimation. Estimation is what are all the team effort, individual effort put under this project is called as estimation. For example, if junior test engineer just writing the test plan, that will take some time, right? That is called an estimation for that junior test engineer. If the senior test engineer writing the test plan, executing the test plan, finding the bugs, reporting the bugs, etc., he will have some specific time, right? So that is called as estimation. So after completing the testing, there will be have an estimation of each and everyone that can be taught after the deployment of the project. The next one is approval and closure. Approval is generally what are all the things executed or not executed. Everything will be approved by the manager only, or those who are in the higher hierarchy. The next one is closure. Closure is nothing but after the complete set of test cases has been executed, nothing left, we can just close that. So this is the things are done in the test plan requirement. So we'll move to the next question. The next question is explain equivalence partitioning with example. Equivalence partitioning is nothing but it is a black box testing technique which is widely used by the most of the test engineers. It is also called as equivalence class partitioning. Here a set of inputs is partitioned into a set of a range of inputs can be partitioned into a set of classes, and each class can be tested individually and giving the output. For example, here we have a grade points and mark range. This is the grading system followed by almost all engineering colleges in Tamil Nadu under Anna University. Here, if a student gets a mark between 91 to 100, during result, the mark is not shown to the student, by which grade and grade points would be shown. For example, if a student has secured a mark of 99, instead 99, only O grade and the grade points 10 will be shown under his subject. So here, the 0 to 100 total mark is been divided into classes or categories. For instance, O grade is for 91 to 100 marks, A plus is for 81 to 90, A is for 71 to 80, B plus is for 61 to 70, B is for 50 to 60, and reappearing in the next semester. If the candidate scores 0 to 49, which means less than 50, he needs to be reappeared in the next semester for the same subject. Here, what a classical method is, 0 to 100, the tester needs to write 100 test cases for testing each and every marks. Here, if we write 1 as a testing thing, he needs to get output as a reappearing. If he writes 2, the same thing will come. 3 up to 50. If he writes 50, B grade should be the output. Then he needs to write 0 to 100, 101 test cases he needs to write. To avoid this thing, we have a set of classes. If we take 1 or 2 numbers in a set of classes, if that thing passes, the whole class will be the passed thing. For example, if I take 49, if it gives reappearing as output, 0 to 49, the whole thing will be give reappear as output. Also, if I give 85, if the grade is A plus, all the numbers between 89, 81 to 90 will give A plus only. So that the testers can write a smaller lesser number of test cases to achieve this great thing. So the tester can write only 10 to 15 test cases and he can cover all the marks ranging from 0 to 100. Otherwise, the tester needs to write 101 test cases for 0 to 100. So this equivalence class partitioning is used for the efficient writing of test cases and executing it. So let's move to the next question. Explain boundary value analysis with example. Boundary value analysis is nothing but many software application prone to error in the boundary only. So if we take one boundary value in a range of values, we test it both upper boundary and lower boundary. Lower boundary should be invalid, upper boundary should be valid. If we test in that way, if the lower boundary is invalid, it is correct because it goes out of the boundary. Upper boundary means it will come into the boundary, so the thing will be valid. For example, let us consider a text field, accept the date values ranging from 1 to 31. So this can be understood with a formula. Let us take A comma B is equal to 1 comma 31. So let us consider A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 31. So in boundary value analysis, we have a formula. Within a set, we have A minus 1, A plus 1, B minus 1, B plus 1. So for A minus 1, A and A plus 1, that 1 to 31 becomes 0, 1 and 2. And the next one, B minus 1, B plus 1, it becomes 30, 31 and 32. So when we take both of these set, if we pass these things as an output, 0 and 32 should be invalid set because it will go out of the boundary. Only the 1, 2 and 30 and 30 and 31 comes under the boundary. So by this we can test the boundary value. So this process is called boundary value analysis. The next question is explain the difference between smoke testing and sanity testing with example. Smoke testing and sanity testing are nothing but these are the black box testing techniques followed by the test engineers to test any software product. These both are similar in way, but we do have some obvious differences. Let us discuss. When we come to smoke testing, testing the basic and critical functionality of the software is called as smoke testing. But sanity testing is testing the new features or any latest bug fixes is called as sanity testing. So let's understand these things with an example. So let us take a large enterprise application with a large user base, IRCTC application. IRCTC, the main purpose is booking the ticket, canceling the ticket. But it also have some many other features as well, like PNR status, checking live status, ordering food within the IRCTC app itself, Everything new features are there. But what is the basic and critical functionality? Checking, booking the ticket, canceling the ticket. So in smoke testing, a new software build will be coming. In that build, let us consider that is the IRCTC's first build. So in that first build, any software application can be done through step by step. Since it is a large application, it can't be developed in one go. So there will be a numerous builds. So let us consider the first build of IRCTC app is done and it is coming to testing. So what the tester will do, he will test the basic and critical functionality like booking the ticket, canceling the ticket. That's it. So if booking the ticket is successful, canceling the ticket is failing, he will again assign this task to the developer. He will fix that so that the canceling the ticket is also working means. That is called as smoke testing because we are testing the critical functionality. So the build becomes stable. So it is also changing the testing the builds until it is stable. So smoke testing is also called as build verification test because of this. But in sanity testing, I have told the other features like live train location, PNR status, and etc. Or like food, like ordering the food within the train. So after passing the basic and critical functionality, checking the other features like the live train location is working or not, PNR status is working or not, ordering the food into the train is working or not, everything will be done in the sanity testing. So like smoke testing is shallow and wide testing, whereas sanity testing is narrow and deep testing. Here in smoke testing, we will be testing all the critical functionalities in one go. But in sanity testing, we'll take a single functionality and we'll go deep dive into it. So that is the difference between both of them. And writing the test cases, and the test cases for smoke testing can be automated, but writing the test cases in sanity testing cannot be automated. Smoke testing can be performed by developers as well as the testers, but sanity testing can be done only by the testers. Also, smoke testing is a subset of user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing in the sense, the tester needs to be thinking a user point of view, and he will be testing all the basic and critical functionalities like is the app is loading fast or not, is the web application is working in all of the browsers, it is compatible in all of the mobile OS, etc. Everything. Sanity testing is a subset of regression testing. Regression testing we already know, taking one single functionality, testing the functionality again and again and again in an n number of times, then we will be checking for any errors. That is also goes with the sanity testing. We'll take only one functionality, testing it into testing and deep diving into it, and checking any errors is occurring or not. So I hope my answers are helpful to you. Thank you.